Hi, thank you for tuning in to the Patricia Show. This is Patricia. Please don't forget to press subscribe, share, and I like. Like. Okay, so now we've shifted for a minute from money to relationships because this station is about you being being the best that you could be, understanding the truth in life, and having and creating in your life whatever you want to create. So we've moved now. We haven't like left money. So every now and then I'll go back and give you some techniques on money. We've just moved to another topic for a while. And so now we're on relationships. So don't think you're not going to be able to still, get techniques to build your money. You will. I'll slip them in even in this session, relationships. I might do one next week about how to, get money. But I just now want to shift to relationships because this is another big issue we have in our society. People wanting, good, supporting, loving relationships in their life, and they don't understand why they can't get it. I explained in the first part. Well, it's not like a part one when I first started the series on relationships. I just did it actually today. That why you attract different people in your life. Now I want to talk to the women on this particular audio. There are some men who are in the same position. So if you're in a man and you're letting somebody just treat you like shit, this is for you too. But it's for a lot of women. Not all women are like this, but honey, it's a large part of the population that is. Okay. So I want to tell you first a few things that I've worked with. I just got through working with a couple, and the woman found out that the man was recording her conversations, going around letting his family listen to the conversation to prove his point, whatever the point was, about his wife. He talks about his wife like a dog behind her back. And so he was taping her to prove that she was a liar and all these things. I myself had heard some of the tapes. It didn't prove, I didn't even know, I didn't get it because I didn't see where he proved anything but that he was ignorant for recording his wife. You know what I mean? And so then she found out that he didn't, for 2 years he had not paid any bills in the house. He just let her pay the bills. And just a lot of other things that she still wanted to stay with him. No matter what he did. He used to tell her she was worthless, talk about her. She had 3 kids. Who's going to want you with 3 kids? Just lowering her self-esteem. And she still wanted to stay with him. Now, one of her issues were she didn't want to be without a man. So she'd rather put up with all this. And then one day, she's gotten so, this has been going on for 15 years. And she's gotten so used of being emotionally abused by this man. So one day she said to me, well, this is just what we do. This is just what we do. But then she was telling me how so unhappy she was. And he looked at her and said, I'm happy in my marriage with her. So he was happy, but she wasn't. But you see, both of these people had issues of complaining. They love to complain to outside people about what's going on in their life instead of changing it. He complained about her all the time, and then she complained about him. And then she would say she wasn't happy. Life is too short to be in a relationship where you arguing all the time. You deserve to be happy. Don't let anybody pull your self-esteem down and tell you you're not deserving to be happy or nobody will want you with 2 or 3 kids. Don't let anybody tell you that. Some of these women, whatever the man say, you just take it as gospel and you believe it. And then when that stuff really gets deep into your subconscious mind, you really be starting to believe that, hey, nobody's going to want me with these many, with 2 kids or 3 kids or whatever you got. I had a friend a long time ago. This girl had 13 kids. 13 kids. She still got a man. There's somebody out there for everybody. I always say that. There's somebody out there for everybody. So now let me tell you this. I did a survey with men back in 2000. And the survey was about relationships, or why men do certain things that they do in relationships. When Steve Harvey's book came out, I was so happy because I agreed with what he was saying in his book 100%, because it was lining up with my own when I had taken the survey. It was lining up to how men felt and what men did. But it was one thing Steve Harvey, I don't know, because I didn't read Steve Harvey's complete book, so I don't know if this was in there or he didn't put this part in there. And one thing is very important. Whoever controls the relationship is the one who won't get hurt in the relationship. Men fight for that position of control. And women, we don't even pay attention. We don't even know that there is a position of control. But men fight for that position. Now, I have had men tell me, and this is just awful, but it's the real, that they lower women's self-esteem so they can get in that position of control. One man told me, well, what he did is that to lower her self-esteem is like when he'd come home and she'd be clean the house, and he would say, oh, you missed a place over there, or you missed a spot over there, just criticizing whatever she did. And he did it more and more until she started feeling like, well, maybe I'm not even cleaning up right. And then he would say things like, you're not a good mother, and just things like that to put her down. One man said that every time his girlfriend, she was a little bit overweight, so when she put on some clothes and she would say, oh, how does this look? Do I look heavy in it? He would always say something negative, even if she looked good. Like, well, maybe you should change and take that out. That, you look kind of big in that, or something. So this is the way they start small and chip away at your self-esteem. Angela Mayalou used to teach this about men. I don't know if some of you didn't listen, or some of you, I don't know. But she would tell how you would get in a relationship with men, and men would just chip away at your self-esteem. And she was saying that don't allow that to happen. When he first starts chipping away, put him out. So one day she was giving a party in her house, and the guy she was with, she had put on, I think she said, a red dress. And the guy started criticizing the dress. She already had guests in her house. And she said she put that man out. For the moment that he started criticizing her dress, she put him out, because that's the beginning, and it'll go on and on and on. And so when I learned that, I've always been like a strong woman, but I started paying attention, in my relationships, and then I began to notice that. Like just little things they'll start, like, oh, that dress looks so good on you, but it makes your butt look too big, or just something. And honey, let me tell you, I ain't having it. So because I knew, I'm like Maya Angelou, I'm going to put your ass out. But because I knew at the time, I had just learned about this control, and men do this deliberately. I talked to men that I knew, and in this survey, they were white, black, red, and yellow. I mean, in other words, don't matter what color they was. They lower the woman's self-esteem to get the control. So I got the control. The one relationship I got the control. This man would not cash his check without calling me and telling me that I'm going to cash my check, and I'm going to stop to the store, and I'm going to buy me a pair of pants, and then I'll bring you the money home. I'm telling you. One day I was on the phone with my sister, and my sister said, you'll never find another man like that. I said, oh, yes, but I will. Because you have to learn how to control them. You have to learn without them knowing. And then you have to learn how to you have to learn to get what you want to get. Once you have the control, that's very easy to do. So I told my sister, every man I get will be like this. Everyone. Because now I know how to play the game. And I said to her, I wish I could teach other women this. They wouldn't be sitting there crying because the man don't call. You have to be strong. If he don't call his ass. Go on out and take care of whatever you doing. You know what I mean? So you can't, and this, I'm going to tell you this. In order to get control, you cannot let him know you love him. Once you let the man know you love him, he sits back and relax and say, oh, I got her now. I got her now. Always keep him wondering. I wonder if she, does she love me? And men are very insecure, women, and I know you know this, because when you have sex, they'll say, is it good? Was it good to you? And we lie. We as women lie to make them feel good and say, oh, yes, honey, it was really good, when half the time it wasn't shit. You know that, women. So the thing is don't answer. If he want to know was it good, just don't answer. Don't answer him, period. Let him think in his mind, well, I wonder what she mean. Why she ain't answer me? I wonder if it was good. The more you keep him, his world unstudied, the more you got control. So the guy that I was doing that with, he ended up coming to me and telling me his world, he felt like he was on a roller coaster. Not a roller coaster. What do you call that where the room is shaking? Because he said he wasn't in control and he had never been in a relationship where he had not had the control. And then he said to me, like, I don't know what you thinking. I don't know if you love me. I don't know if you think the sex is good. And so I kept him like that. But let me tell you something. After about 3 years, one day I slipped. And the sex was just so good, sisters. I'm just going to tell you. I slipped. And I said to him, I really loved him. Let me tell you something. This nigga changed. Oh, wait. I don't know if I can use the word nigga. But I'm sorry for that. But this man changed. Let me tell you. Got all cocky, honey. Sat on a chair and got like, like his badge is out. Oh, I got her now. I got her now. When I turned around and I looked and I seen that look, honey, I said, this is so true. What men were telling me. This is true. They want to stay in control. And once you let them know that you love them, that's it. So he started asking, oh, we going to go out for dinner? Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do tonight. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, back up. Back the fuck up. You know what I mean? So I said to myself while I'm standing in the kitchen, Patricia, you got to flip this thing and you got to flip it fast. Because he think, oh, you love him, now he got control. So what I did is start ignoring him the whole day. Ignored him, act like I didn't, really care. He said, well, I'm going to go out. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I think I might go somewhere too. He didn't go nowhere. He set his ass right there because he thought I was going somewhere. But anyway, it only took me 24 hours. And I flipped it back and I was back in control. There's no way I'm going to let him get in control. But what it did, it actually showed me that what I was doing was actually right. Because I'm doing this based upon what men is telling me to do. I had never really seen this response like that from a man. And this allowed me to see it. And so I said, okay, I got it now. And I never did reveal my feelings to this person again. Actually, we ended up getting married. And we actually ended up getting married and because that's what I wanted. So we ended up getting married. And he was very devoted to me, I'm going to tell you. Very, very devoted. Always brought his check on. Didn't have to worry about him messing around. Nothing like that. So, ladies, you have to know that you are worthy to have a good relationship. You do not have to be treated like shit from a man. Don't run behind a man. Let him run behind you. Men love the chase. They love it. Let him run after you. And stop telling him or showing him that you love him. Because you don't have to tell a man sometimes that you love him. They know by things you doing or how you acting. So I'll pick this conversation up on another tape. For now, sometimes the tapes cut me off and they don't all download if it's too much on there. So I better go cut this one off. So thank you for listening to The Patricia Show. Have a good day.